Welcome, everybody. We have our Oracle card from the Ascended Masters pack, and I've already chosen it. Well, not chosen it, but it jumped out from the pack. And what about this? It's kind of the opposite. It's sort of weird because we've got a full moon there, just on a new moon, and this is Hina from Hawaii, and it's freedom. Beautiful, beautiful scene behind her. And I think this is, well, we could all do a bit more freedom. And I think this is very linked to our creativity, our creative spirit, our childlike essence. So anything that aligns with that, and just believing, you know, that you are free. Yeah, then that's a good start. So be free. Let's have that as our guiding principle today, to be free. And the practice of yoga, of course, will take you to that freedom. We'll get you a lot closer. So we're going to start seated, as I said. Get yourself comfortable on the ground. Just have a little shuffle around. Find a really kind of comfortable position. Move your back around a little bit. Let your hands rest on your knees. Feel yourself sitting up tall as if you were sitting up against a wall. So you just take your shoulders back a little bit. So the shoulders go back and down, and the chest lifts in the opposite direction. So we get this expansive feeling in the front of the chest. Back of the neck is long, so just have a little waggle of the neck just to get that length, swan-like neck, hands resting heavily on the knees. And just to release the shoulders a little before we're going to do let's do 3 arms, but let's just loosen up the shoulders a little bit by breathing in, squeezing the shoulders out up high and then out through the mouth. Let it go. And again, breathing in, squeeze the shoulders right up high, hold the breath in, and out through the mouth. Really let them drop, as if you're dropping your burden. Inhale. When we drop that weight, just feel that ease, that liberation from that. Close your eyes. Feel the crown floating up. Feel the root, the base of the spine, sinking down. Feel your center. And we just chant the mantra Om 3 times. So when you come to the end of your arm, just start your next one. And maybe you'll do more than 3. That's okay too. Inhale. Last one. So just enjoy that resonance of the arm and having a sense of freedom from the restrictive kind of patterns of the mind. This is what mantra does for us. Mind protecting, mind healing. And we just circle the knees with the hands a little bit. We start softly, softly, softly. And then we interlink the fingers, breathe in through the nostrils, breathing out through the nostrils, also pushing. So really push and press. It's more like pressing up with the hands, but try and keep the shoulders down. So the shoulders are down, but the arms extended up through the elbow. So feeling those shoulder blades kind of slightly squeezing together a little bit, but feeling the ribs lift and lengthen in the waist. It's got a good feeling there going. And keep breathing in and out through the nostrils. Every inhale, feel you're pressing up a little further, lifting the ribs a little higher. Yeah, so one more breath in. And as you breathe out through the nostrils, separate the hands and let them slowly come down. You're pushing the heels of the palms out to the side. Good. Take the hands in front of you. And if you want, maybe it's just there that your hands can reach in front of you, but it might be that you can get your hands a bit further forward. So take the hands as far forward as you feel comfortable. Find your edge. And when you found that, You might find that your sitting bones have come off the ground. Then you sit back deeply as if you want to drive the sitting bones into the ground. So we let the head relax down. We expanding from the fingertips right to the base of the spine. Really release. You can feel the wings opening up there. It's a bit like a child position, or more like a swan actually, but instead you've got the legs crossed. So it's a bit more challenging for the hips. Inhale through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And then walk the hands back up to the body. Take the hands behind you, fingers pointing forwards. And now we're going to do the opposite. So we're very leant forwards. Now we're going to open up the front of the body and do a back bend. So lean into the hands, lift, feel the lift coming from the sternum. Look up at the ceiling, take the shoulders back, expand the chest, breathe. So really feel that length coming in the front of the body, length in the waist. Breathe with that. Every inhale, really feel that spaciousness. The more space we can create, the more freedom we can feel. One more breath in and release. Let's take the left hand down to the left side, bending in the left elbows. Just get that bendy feeling there. Inhale, extend up to the right. So feel that length again from the hip right to the fingertips here. And as you exhale, reaching over the body, but giving that left hand grounded. So you're going to bend into the elbow, reaching over the body, not in front, but over. So if you turn your head, your neck allows you to, then you can look up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm. So feeling that you're extending with the fingers, but you're also keeping the sitting bones down. So we're kind of expanding in both directions. Inhale, lift the arm up. Exhale, lower the arm down. Let that right hand land, bending the elbow. Inhale, extend up to the left. Extend, reach to the ceiling, and then reaching over the body, bending into that right elbow, looking up on the inside of that arm up to the ceiling there. You may even want to lean onto the forearm. That's absolutely fine. But try and keep the shoulder down. Try not to have that hunched up. Whenever you notice your shoulders coming up around the ears, unless you're intentionally doing that, always try and drop them. Always use that as a cue to drop them. Inhale, lift up the arm. Exhale, lower the arm down. Okay. Circle the knees again. Why not? Okay, now we're going to come into a lion. We'll call it a tiger today, seeing as it is Chinese New Year. So we extend the legs out. We're going to make this more expressive. Extend the legs out and also give your legs a rest from being crossed. You can sit on a cushion if that's better, or just lift yourself and place yourself down. So we're going to come into this tiger. Let's make it a tiger. It's really fierce. Here's your claws. They can go forwards onto the ground. Body goes forward or out to the side. Body still pressed forwards. Start off by pressing the hands together. Make sure the toes are going up to the ceiling. It's okay if the knees are slightly bent if that's more comfortable for you. So let's gather our energies for this year of the tiger. Breathing in through the nostrils. And then so tongue out the mouth, eyes wide and wild. So I feel that just by really expressing it, feel that freedom of expression. Inhale. Maybe out to the sides. Really thrust those claws out. Same as if you're going forwards or out. You can choose or you can alternate. We'll do a couple more. Good. Roar. It's rasping in the throat, really clearing the passages. One more. Breathing in. Good. And then we lift the knees up. Bring the knees up and hug the knees. Let the face fall to the knees. Round the back. So nice and easy. Breathing in through the nostrils. Sighing out through the mouth as you sigh. Really release the back of the neck. Feel the release, the expansion between the shoulders. Good. And lift the head up. And let the knees come apart. Just bring, we're still stay on the ground for a little bit longer. We're in the Cobra position. And we hold either the ankles or the feet or the toes. You can reach the toes. It's quite good. You've got something to hold against, to work against. So whatever you're doing, really sit up tall. This is the most important thing. We'll deal with the knees coming down in a moment. So first of all, sitting up tall again, as if you're sitting against a wall. So really straight, pressing the shoulders back, tucking the chin in. So the back of the head wants to touch that imaginary wall as well. Good. Opening, keep lifting from here, lifting. And then once you're sitting nice and tall, you feel you've got that steady, you'll feel your abdominals should be working. front and back, mutual support there. Then start to feel, imagine there's weight pressing down on the insides of the knees. So we're opening up the hips there. Breathe a little while, making sure you're not looking up, you're looking directly forwards, the chin is slightly tucked in. So it's that feeling of lengthening through the back of the neck. The crown is lifting. The tail is pointing down into the earth. You'll feel that. And then release. Now we're going to do the opposite of this. So it's very straight back. Now we're going to round the back. Take the thumbs into the center of the foot. See if you can just give yourself a little massage there. So just pressing. Doesn't need any special technique. You just press. It's always going to feel good, you know, this particularly around the middle of the foot. But just give it a few presses. A little bit of rubs there. Yeah, why not give ourselves a little treat? So now we take the thumbs into the middle of the foot and the hands around the edge of the foot, and we're going to round the back. So imagine your crown, your very top of your head, wants to get in between the feet. It's probably not going to get there, but it's a good direction. And if you want, you can press. If your elbows reach your inside of your thighs, you can press slightly as you open these feet. It's almost like opening a book. And breathe. So really releasing the back of the neck, really rounding the back. Very different kind of forward bend here. Round back. Opening across the back. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils, exhaling out through the nostrils, really sinking and releasing and lengthening the out breath. On the next inhale, lift the head up slowly, come up, lift the knees up, hug the knees again, drop the face to the knees. Inhale, exhale. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees now. Into a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide. So really feel the palms of the hands and all the fingers and thumbs. So there's a tendency to let the thumb kind of get a bit lazy. Try not to let that happen. Knees underneath the hips, a space between the knees, feet flat behind. So let's do these opposites here. Breathing in, extend the left leg back and the right arm forwards. Breathing out, bring the hand and the knee down. So it's the same thing on the other side. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, bring the hand and the knee down. So with your gaze, you're looking forwards, looking as you extend the arm forward. See how I'm pointing that toe back? It's not, it's very different. This is what, you know, you could be just lifting. There's less balance happening there. Whereas as you extend, it's much more dynamic and interesting. Exhale, soften. So you get that contrast. Inhale, extend. Exhale, soften. Shift the weight from one side to the other. Feel that shift. So you're enjoying that shift. Getting very soft in the elbows as you change. It's a full inhale. It's a long, slow exhale. In and out through the nostrils. Keep it in the nostrils. Good. Inhaling. Exhaling. So we're thinking about this as being, you know, we're extending the spine, but we're using that intention, extending the fingers forward and extending the toe back to engage the spine. It's like, almost like this diagonal line across the body, really extending and then really softening, coming into the ground, looking down at the ground and then looking forwards. And exhaling. Let's do one more each side. I think this is really nice to activate and create space, but in this really mindful, conscious way. And exhaling, bringing the hand down, sit back into the heels, slide the hands forward, bring the forehead to the ground, breathe. Inhale through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Let it go. So notice what needs to be let go of. What's in the way? What's getting in the way of your liberation? What are we holding on to? What are we clinging on to? What is causing an obstruction or an obstacle? Maybe it's a way of thinking, maybe that's an idea or a story. Just notice that. We don't need to try and get rid of it. We just notice it. Awareness always the first step. And releasing on the out breath. So keeping the hands in this position, extended forwards. Let's get the back moving with the breath. Inhale, come up to all fours. Exhale, take the hips forward. Lift the chest. The chest is going to the ceiling. The heart's going to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Really sit deeply back. So see how slowly you can do this. Inhale slowly and smoothly upwards. Exhale, take the hips forward. They're not reaching the ground. Body stays off the ground. The groin stays off the ground. And exhale, sit back. Really send the sitting bones back. Expand the back of the shoulders. Inhale. Exhaling, taking the chest up to the ceiling, dropping the shoulders back. Good. Just enjoying this. And feeling each time I come forwards, each time I go back, there's a bit more space, a bit more freedom. Yeah. Take it to the end of the out breath, and the in breath lifts us back up. So it becomes, you know, the breath then is carrying the body along. Take it right to the end of the out breath, opening the chest wide as well as lengthening the front of the body. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more of these. Taking our time today, breathing in, breathing out, exhale completely, let go everything, lift the heart to the ceiling. Inhale, and then as we're coming, we don't come back quite yet. We're going to sit back, but we're just going to take do a little bit of a shoulder opener in to add into that. So put the back of the right hand on the ground and slide that hand away on the out breath, and then just sit back into the heels. And you can take that left hand underneath the side of the head there, just to make a little pillow. So just breathe with that. So we're kind of in a child pose, but with a little modification, a little change there. So we're really getting that extra bit of release in the back of the shoulder. Yeah, breathe. So we press into the left hand, come up on an inhale. Let me go the other side. So we put the back of the left hand on the ground, breathing in. As you breathe out, slide that away. And as you slide that away, you sit back into the heels. And you can bring that right hand underneath the side of the head, or you can come onto your forehead, whatever feels better for you. So we're kind of, you know, we're really gotten small here, but we're just really creating space in the upper back. And the back of the left shoulder, naturally releasing. Feel that space in the back of the heart, opening up. Place the right hand on the ground, use the inhale to come back up. Slide the hands away back again. I'm just going to come into a downward dog. Let's have a moment here. Come to the forehead. Just open up the whole back. Now spread the fingers wide before you come up to all fours. Inhaling, tuck the toes under. Exhaling, lift the knees off the ground. Let's just walk the dog, nice and easy. So checking the fingers are spread wide and the thumbs, pressing into the base of the first finger and the thumb, looking back towards your feet. Bringing the left heel down, bending the right knee, bringing the right heel down, bending the left knee. So remember here, very key, and it changes everything, you know, when you really keep your tummy tucked in. So it's as if the belly, the abdominals are flying upwards. It's a good description of Uddiyana Bandha. And instead you breathe into the chest. So we're not breathing into the belly, we're breathing into the chest space. So we need to make lots of space. So keep the shoulders moving away from each other. Just enjoy that opening up, lengthening in the waist, lengthening in the spine, pushing back through the hands. And then come to a stillness, see how the body is feeling in this downward dog. And then we just walk the feet towards the hands. Bend the knees, let the body hang. Hanging the body, releasing by breathing into the nostrils, out through the mouth. Let it go. Feel the weight of the head. Maybe we have a little sway here. Let's make it sway a little bit bigger. So you might want to lift up slightly. Of course, you can always rest your elbows on your knees. You don't have to let the body hang completely if that's too much. And then just let the arms hang and the head hang, but come up a little bit. So you're really hanging forwards, come up a little bit, just so when you swing your arms, they're just brushing. If you can get the fingers just to brush the floor, we're just going to let that little swing do its magic. Let the head hang. Don't get your neck all activated. Instead, just let it hang. Knees are bent. And we're just swinging and freeing up. So the back will be even longer now. Let the body hang. Let the head hang particularly. Keep the knees bent. We're going to lift from the base. The sun is rising. Feel that sunrise coming up through the body, up through your center. Feel that light traveling up the energetic center, coming right to the top to the crown of the head. And let's just see if we can increase that by just moving and breathing a little bit. Maybe just roll the shoulders back a few times, just to kind of feel, how does your shoulders feel now? How's the neck feel? Is it starting to feel a bit more lively? So back 3 times and we go forwards 3 times with the shoulders. Yeah, okay. So it's nice and slow and spacious. Fingertips touch at the bottom. Inhale, lift the arms up, lift the heels off the ground, bring the hands together above the head. Exhale, the hands come down. So you turn the hands are facing down and the heels are coming down. Fingertips touch. So notice this circle we're drawing around ourselves. Inhaling, coming up, stretching up, pushing off the toes, and exhaling, the heels come down. So a little bit of a tip here. If you find you're really wobbly here, really push strongly off the toes. So if you get that dynamic in your feet, you'll find it a lot easier. Inhale, pushing off those toes, lifting the heels high. You'll feel the legs really become active as well. You can feel that. Notice where you're feeling that when you lift up. Inhale, strong inhale, vitality. And as you exhale, lowering down to the earth. Good. So one more here, inhaling all the way up. And turn the hands and see if you can slowly bring the heels down, slowly bring the arms down, slowly come back to the earth. Feel your feet. Have a look at your feet, lift the toes off the ground, place them down. Lift the heels off the ground, place them down. Get that connection with your feet. Cross crawl. So let's connect up the body and the brain. Coordination, lift the left knee, meet it with the right hand. And we'll go the other way now. Nice and slow. Slowly and mindfully moving the arms through space, just side to side. There's a little tiny twist in there as you kind of move that arm towards the knee. Breathing all the time in and out through the nostrils. Don't hold your breath. Good. And then we're going to take the leg out to the side. So left leg goes out to the side, right arm goes over the head. So we get this lovely extension again to the side body. It's all opposites. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, just enjoying this movement, breath. A little bit of balance comes in here. Moving, balancing, breathing, extending. Yeah, it's like a little dance there. And then we're going to hands to the hips. Get the legs a bit more lively. Kick yourself in the backside. Move the legs quite quickly now. Let's get the energy rising. Good, yeah. Especially if you're feeling tired. Bit of movement will just get things moving again. And lifting the knees high, again quite quickly, like the lizard on hot sand. Keeping the chest nice and open, shoulders down, long in the body, upright. Okay. Actually, then we'll do a little bit of a hip as well. Let's lift and open. Hips always appreciate a bit of movement, a little bit of motion. Lifting the knee and out to the side. So getting a bit of lubrication on those joints by movement, movement, movement. Oiling the joints, as they say. Let's do one more each side. Lifting and opening. Good. Now we've kind of got ourselves all a bit more energized, a bit more. Then we're going to sweep out anything we don't need. Inhale through the nostrils, reach up, look up, and then exhale through the mouth. In one, empty. Inhale. Good. Feel that freedom just by sweeping out all the old rubbish. Let the arms swing as well, because it feels nice. Just let the arms swing. A bit of freedom for the shoulders. Inhale. Let's do one more. This time we'll do a ha ha ha. See how that feels. So inhale. Yeah. Bring a bit of lightness into it. Okay, so now everything's a bit more limber and warm and ready. Take the feet nice and wide. We're going to do a windmill. So get the energy going, a little bit of fire in the belly. So we turn the feet out slightly, about 45 degrees. Not exactly, but around about that. And quite wide with the feet as well. We're going to do a windmill. So we reach up on the inhale, stretch to the center, turn to face the point of that left foot, you know, they're going in the same direction, the body's going in the same direction. And as you exhale, you're coming down over that leg, you could soften the knee slightly. And then you sweep the fingertips across the floor until you're facing the point of the right foot, lift up, but keep extending really into the fingers. It might be that you don't get to the floor, you're moving through space, that's fine. But as long as you're doing this extension all the time into the fingers, inhaling and exhaling, the key thing is the breath. So inhale will support you in coming up. Exhaling, strong with the belly here. We need the belly, the abdominals to support the lower back. So really engage them. And keep the knees slightly soft. We're not locking the knees. Inhale, reach up, look up, and follow the hands with the gaze. As long as that's okay for your balance, just see if you can keep that, your eyes looking at the backs of the hands. Otherwise, just look where it's easier for you. Movement, extension, spaciousness, exhale. We're going to come up this time, and then we're going to change direction. So coming up, then we're just going to have a little moment to breathe, lower the arms down on the exhale. See how that feels. Inhale, extend up, look up the hands, turn towards your right foot. Exhale over that foot now, sweeping the fingers across the ground or through space. The inhale lifts you up. Exhale, keep reaching across the ground. Inhale and exhale. The whole of your center will be getting a little bit activated, warmed, energized. It's really about the front and the back of the body working together, keeping that length all the time. Let's go one more time around. Keep reaching into the fingertips, exhaling. Inhaling, coming up. And lower the arms down. Good. So we're just going to take the hands to the back, give it a little rub there. Oh, that feels good, yeah. Take the backs of the hands. Yeah, make some sound out through the mouth as you're pummeling that area. Take the hands to the front of the hips as well. Hands to the fingers to the chest area. The whole chest area, the sternum, right up to the shoulders. Make sound, let it out. Good. Woo, much more spacious. And let's also just loosen up anything that's kind of a bit stodgy in the skull. So you just get the fingers and dig into the skull a little bit. Yeah, as if you're giving yourself a really good shampoo. Getting into the roots there. Yeah, just sort of really loosening the roots up. Maybe they've gotten a little bit rigid. I'm just going to break up all the little kind of crusty bits. Okay, and then a little bit on the jaw, get the fingers. Imagine your face is like plasticine. So much tension comes in the jaw, particularly towards the end of the day when you've been holding yourself together. I'm sure we all do to some degree, holding some kind of sense of ourselves there and just loosen it all up. Good. And then we're just going to loosen the hands, make them little stars. It's a nice simple way just to bring a bit of energy into the hands. Rub the hands together. Okay, then insert the fingers behind the back. We're going to come into a forward bend. So point the feet forward so your feet are parallel again. The hands just rest in the back. Inhale, look up, lift the chest. Notice how my shoulders go down, chest goes up. So we're leading with the chest, strong here in the belly, bending forwards. Soften the knees a little bit, not bent, but soften. Let the hands rest on the back. Let the head hang forwards. And then let the arms come away from the back. So they're moving through space. And hopefully just freeing up the shoulders a little bit more. Breathe. Deeply in and out through the nostrils. So there's no need really to sort of push with the hands, just let the weight do the work. And also by hanging forwards, this gives that extra bit of weight. And using gravity and the weight of the body and the breath, so we can naturally create space for ourselves. Now we bring the hands still interlinked, keep them as they are, but bring them into the center of the back and just draw a big circle on the back. And then change direction. And then as you change direction, it's almost like that's winding you back up. It's circling the back and it's winding you back up. Give the back another little rub. Okay. Just bring the feet together, however you want to. Give the legs a little shake. Okay. I'm going to come into a balance. Warrior 3. So strong standing balance, but I think we've got everything very energized now. We'll bring the weight onto the left foot. We take the weight into that fully, bending my standing knee. Try and keep the hips level. That hip will probably want to come up in this, so you try and keep them level. Yeah. And we start to lift the back foot off the ground, really point the toe, engage that leg. And you'll feel this start to strengthen and lengthen here. So go with that by taking the hands forwards, either have them together. I like to interlink the fingers and have this point of the index. But you can do whichever feels better for you. Looking, keeping the head, neck in line with the spine, and looking down at the ground. There's probably your left toes will probably desperately want to grip the ground. See if you can avoid that, but keep this dynamic between the fingertips and the toe, unless you prefer pushing the heel away. I find this point really helps to keep that dynamic going. Breathe deeply and release. It's a strong one, so we don't stay there too long. You can also use a wall to lean up against, or these handy pillars. If you're doing this, rather than having the arms bent, really extend, so you get this extension, and your body will be able to learn something interesting. So when you try it without the support, it will be better. Bring the weight into the right foot, bent knee. Let the weight fall forward, the chest is coming forward, the left toe is going back, extending. So you can really feel that leg extending, feel the belly extending, extend the arms forward, whatever arm position you want. So try and make this body into a T shape in a way. So you really have to lean forward quite a lot and lift the leg up quite a lot. And that takes a little bit of daring. And breathe. Go with the wobbles, try not to grip. And then we release. And then we're going to come into a bit of restoration. Well, hopefully this is restoration, coming into a squat. So feet are a good distance apart. If your heels are on the ground, great, fine. If they are off the ground, put something underneath them. Blankets, cushions, books, blocks, anything that you can find and grab and put underneath, just so you're supported. And then let the head hang forwards. Let the hands drop on the ground, let the backs of the hands hit the ground. And breathe. Into the nostrils. Out through the mouth. Release. Release the head. Feel like you're letting the head fall into the ground. Drop the shoulders, heavy arms. Let everything go on that out breath. Good. Slowly lifting the head up. When you come up, you fall backwards, you can always put something underneath your heels to help you stay forwards, but it's really taking the weight forwards that helps. I'm going to come into a little simple move here, kind of a twist. So bring the left hand down on the ground, nice and sturdy, and then the inhale, it lifts the fingertips. It's no effort, it's the inhale that's doing it, and we're watching that arm raise up, and then we're just going to imagine it's getting longer and longer as we rotate the wrist clockwise. We're watching that arm move. You can feel that we're moving the wrist, but you can feel the whole arm is kind of spiraling, getting longer and longer, moving towards the ceiling. And then we change direction. And as it's doing that, it's unwinding. And keep it unwinding as it moves down to the earth. It's kind of nice. It makes this beautiful kind of much more fluid feeling. Right hand on the ground. The inhale lifts the fingertips. It's light. The arm is light. Look up at the ceiling. Look up where the hand is. Rotating clockwise. Let that come into the whole arm. I really feel that moving into the elbow and into the shoulder even. But it's still spiraling upwards. It's lifting you. And then we rotate the other direction. Unwind. Still moving through space. If you can keep that arm and the hand moving. Fluid and free. Hands on the ground. Push into the hands. Come into ragdoll briefly. Knees are bent. Body's hanging. Breathe into the nostrils. And out through the mouth. Let it go. Feel that lift, that pull at the base of the spine, lifting you, leaving the arms heavy, leaving the head heavy, keeping the knees bent. As slowly as you can as you breathe in and out. Take your time to rebuild the spine. Rebuilding the spine. Lovely. When you come up again, let's take the feet apart. Let's loosen everything up. Feet at least as wide as the shoulders. Knees bent, so really floppy. Some little bounce here. Make sure the arms are really kind of floppy and hanging. So we need this for our twist. So now we're going to turn on our center, on our axis. Feel a sense of your center. But also feel a sense of groundedness in the feet. Let the arms swing around heavily, looking right behind you, bending into the knees as your body faces forwards. And looking right behind you, let the backs of the hands smack, pop into the lower back. Breathe, loosening. Yeah, feel the freedom of letting the arms just hang and move through space without actually, the arms aren't moving themselves, they're just being propelled. Good. Slowly bring yourself to stillness. Let's see how that feels. Let's just stand for a moment. So bringing the feet in, hips width apart, parallel with the feet. Lift the toes and place them down. Lift the heels and place them down. Just finding yourself settling into your feet. Take a look at them, feel the ground. Let the arms hang. So just lift the shoulders and roll them back, just so you get this sense of lift here in the chest and dropping the shoulders down. Feel the chin tuck in slightly, back of the neck is rising up. So you feel this lift. You also keep the legs engaged. So how to do that? Soften the knees. And the engagement comes really from the point of the tail pointing down. Immediately feel the thighs start to lift and engage. You can feel almost the kneecaps lifting. Lifting the chest here even more, creating this space here. Fingertips almost weighted. I want to kind of reach the ground. Okay, standing nice and tall. Close your eyes for a moment. Just see how it feels to be the mountain. This is Tadasana. So it just looks like standing up, but it's just so much going on. And when you close your eyes, notice what happens. Notice your awareness of your body. Maybe you can notice that your attention is drawn immediately to your breath. Maybe you feel a sense of your feet on the ground, or maybe you feel imbalances in the body. Maybe you feel the sway, where your body is balancing continually. Just notice, where is my attention being drawn to as I close my eyes and stand in Tadasana, standing. Just let yourself feel centered and grounded. Feel the crown is lifting up into the universe. Feel the feet are sinking into the earth. Breathing very softly and easily in and out through the nostrils. Okay. And open the eyes. So let's come into a forward bend now. So inhale, lift the arms up. If that feels too strong for your back, you can hold your back and come into the forward bend like that. As you exhale, coming forwards, engage the abdominals, so straight-ish legs, never locked, and bring the fingertips to the ground. So our eyes are looking at the space between the big toes, not at the knees, but here. Feel the sense of connection. See, the middle of my chest wants to reach this spot. That's where it wants to go. That's where it's headed. And the base of the spine is going up. So you get this sense of this space being created between these 2 points, moving away from each other in space. Breathe. So it's not really about some end point or some position we're trying to find. It's much more about connecting to the space between 2 points, or a point in space which we are moving towards. It's a navigation point. But we are where we are. We're not, not where we think we want to be. We are where we are. So this is all of the yoga postures I feel have that potential in them, that we can really use them as navigation and coming into presence. Good. Come up on the inhale, onto the fingertips, looking forwards. Now we bring the weight onto the left foot and we step back with the right, a big step. And then we take a big step back with the left. So we're in this plank position. So just check that your body is in the right position. This is what sometimes happens. You know, your head or your eyes are above the hands, your bottom's in the air, not really in that position. Our chest is above the hands. And try to make sure your shoulders are away from each other. So we're in this plank, strong. You can always bring your knees to the ground. You're still having to work to some degree. So work where you are, don't overdo it. Okay. Now we're going to come to the ground, onto the front of our body. So you can come down, lower down, or you can bring your knees down first. And then we have a rest. So let's just rest the arms back, rest on the side of the head. Well, you can always put your forehead in your hands, if that's preferable. If your neck doesn't like to be turned like that. But we will do both sides of the neck, so it will be evened out. Just let the backs of the hands rest on the ground. You can even close your eyes here and just breathe. Breathing into the nostrils, have a little sigh out through the mouth. Let it go. Just feel your breath. You can feel the expansion and contraction of the body as you breathe in and out. So enjoy that connection with the ground. You feel that so much more when you're lying on your front. Good. So we're going to do a few back bends here. Let's come up the forehead, bring the legs together. Use the inhale to lift the nose, the chin, the chest. Take the shoulders back, lift the arms, they're extending back, and then lift the legs finally. And try to breathe, don't hold your breath. We're breathing in and out. You might find that every inhale, you lift up a little more. And smile. This is always a good one to smile on, because this is where, you know, we all kind of tense up our faces when we're making the effort. But relax the face. One more breath in, and as you exhale, bring the hands down, rest on the other side of the head, let it all go. Oh, yeah. Breathe into the nostrils. Sigh out from the mouth. Let it go. So now we're going to come into another back bend. So we're going to come into the Sphinx. Important here, points. Hands are level with the eye line. You can see the fingers there. Try and get the shoulders down away from the ears immediately. Maybe tuck the elbows in as much as possible. So rather than being like this, have the hands at least as wide as the mat. Then that will give you a bit more space. Bring the forehead to the ground, bring the legs together. Use the inhale to lift the nose, the chin, the chest. We're not pressing into the hands here, they're just steadying. And then lift the chest, take the shoulders back. And we really can use our abdominals here, you know, to work with the back. Check that your buttocks might start kicking in, but we really want to be using the abdominals and the back more than anything. And keep lifting the chest, keep smiling, and keep breathing. One more breath in, and lower down, rest on the other side of the head. Just take a moment there. Got one more back bend to do. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. So you can either repeat that, if you're feeling more adventurous, you can come into Cobra. So we just slide the hands back, so they're more or less level with the shoulders or under the shoulders. Try and keep those elbows tucked in, try and keep the shoulders down away from the ears. So you've got lots of length in your neck. Bring the legs together behind you, fingers spread wide. So we're not pressing into the hands, we're using our back strength first of all. So use the inhale, lift the head off the ground, lift the chest off the ground as far as you can without pressing, and then press. As you're pressing, try and keep those elbows in, try and keep the front of the chest expanded. So when you keep the elbows, when you take those elbows back, it helps to expand the chest, lift the chest, support yourself. I like to have the elbows bent, otherwise we kind of get into this locking, and that will put too much emphasis on your lower back. So instead we expand the front of the body here. You can even look up to the ceiling to expand that. Keep breathing, and when you want to come out, then we use the arm strength again and lower ourselves down slowly. We're going to come into a counter pose just to relieve all that back bending by pushing into the hands, sitting back into the heels. Lovely swan position. So the arms are extended forwards, forehead on the ground. Inhale through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Inhale through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Let it go. Really enjoy that expansion. So still with the fingers in front of us, let's come into a downward dog. It's like a second counter pose, if you like. Still nice and expansive for the back. So come up on the knees. Breathing in, tuck the toes under. Breathing out, lift the knees off the ground. Come into downward dog briefly. Looking back towards the feet, not at the hands. Good. And then we walk the feet towards the hands. Let the body hang there for a moment. And then we slowly unravel. And this rag doll, coming up to standing for the last time. Coming up to standing, roll the shoulders back. Okay. Do one last thing before we come to the ground. We're going to do our little universal gratitude prayer. Just check your feet again. Lift the toes and place them down. Lift the heels and place them down. Just feel that good feeling there. Pressing the hands together in front of the body. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, pointing the fingers to the ground, looking down at the ground. Inhaling, taking the arms out to the side. So extend into the fingers, like you're really reaching out to the whole universe, reaching up, watching the hands come together, and then breathing out. Simple, very simple little action. Pointing the fingers to the ground, looking at the ground. Then inhaling, you're looking up. The eyes go out to the side, looking out to the sides where the hands are. And then look up to watch the hands come together. So we're always tracking the hands slightly. Keep those knees quite soft. Keep everything very soft, very fluid. Kind of really enjoy that movement, that lift and opening of the heart. Think of this as a heart opening practice as well. It really is. And we open the heart by appreciation as well. So we appreciate. Notice, what do I appreciate today, in this moment? What am I appreciating? What do I feel grateful for? So just allow yourself, indulge yourself in gratitude and appreciation. Really take some time, bring all those things to mind you feel, you notice, maybe going through your day, or maybe just feeling things. Just in this moment, there are so many, numerous things. A pink sky before the sunset tonight, I'm thinking. My breath, seeing the water outside, seeing the Thames, enjoying my yoga practice, being with you all in this moment. So many things. Yeah. One last reach up and bring the hands together, slowly bring them to the heart center. Let them just rest there, pressing together evenly. Close your eyes briefly and just bring your focus of attention to your heart space. Rather than trying to manipulate or make the heart a certain way, just notice how it actually is right now and appreciate that. Maybe it is bright and shiny, or maybe it's ragged. Maybe it's like a rock. Maybe it's burning. Let's notice that. Relax the hands. Down to the ground. Slow it all down. A few little challenges before. We're going to do a squat. So reach the hands forward, drop the shoulders back. And we're going to sit back and reach forward. At the same time, breathing in and out the whole time. Take your time. Last bit of effort for the legs here. And then we catch ourselves. And then we take the feet in front of us. Bounce the knees up and down. Yeah. Bounce the knees up and down. Just find that position. Just take the fleshy part back. Just sitting. We're not going to go into forward bend. We're going to just sit in Dandasana for a moment, just to feel that sense. How does the body feel? So the hands either side of the body, toes point towards the ceiling, legs together, taking the gaze directly towards the toes, so the back of the neck is nice and long. Chest is lifted. Again, as if you're sitting against a wall there. I'm just going to come into this, just to feel that engagement, and then we feel that freedom of letting go. Now we stretch towards the toes again, and last bit of effort. We make the effort here, strong on the abdominals so that when we do lie down, it feels so much more relaxed. Breathing in and out through the nostrils the whole time. Breathing in and out. Keep stretching towards those toes. Rolling the back down to keep holding on to the last moment, then let it go. Really feel that release, that flopping, the arms flopping out to the side. Close your eyes for a second. Just see how it feels. Breathe in deeply through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Notice your body, feel the ground. Just a nice few releasing movements now. So inhale, feel the back lift off the ground. Exhale, pressing the back into the ground. You feel your abdominals engaged just so you can lift the knees up nice and easily. And then we'll have a little rock side to side. And then we're going to just draw a circle with the knees, just easing out the back. I haven't been on the ground much today, so we're just going to enjoy the ground, enjoy our back. Inhale, the knees come away from the body. Exhale, the knees come into the body, drawing a big circle. On the ground, drawing a big circle with the knees. Knees are together. Just guiding them. Let me go the other way. Still inhaling as the knees go away, exhaling as the knees come into the body. So it's like a squeezing all the air out. And inhale. And exhale. Just unwinding, freeing it up, loosening everything. Squeeze the knees into the body. Now extend the heels up to the ceiling, extend the fingers up to the ceiling. And rotate the wrists and ankles all at the same time. Breathe, breathe. And release the other way. So rotating the wrists and ankles in the other direction. Now hug the knees again. Now we're just going to loosen the hips up a little bit. So just, again, circle the knees to begin with the hands. Just give them the knees a little bit of love. And then we're going to keep the knees into the body together. Inhale, take the knees away. Exhale, let the knees fall out to the sides and come back into the body. Inhaling. So you're drawing two separate circles with the knees. And exhaling, coming into the body. Inhaling. And exhaling. Just enjoying that sensation of movement, giving warmth to the hip joint and back into the body. Nice and slow, take the other direction, so knees are together, away from you. Inhale, exhale, draw the knees in and open them up. Just letting almost feeling the weight of the legs, just enjoying that movement. Good. Freeing that up, inhaling and exhaling. You can do this with your eyes closed if you want to. Okay. And hug the knees again. The soles of the feet on the ground. Slide the legs away. Give yourself a full extension, the arms above the head. Point the toes, expand. Yeah. Just enjoy that expansive feeling. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, push the heels away. And just do that over and over. Point the toes on the inhale. Exhale, push the heels away. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And then let go. Loosen up the legs by just letting them roll back and forth. Arms are on the ground. Inhale. Exhaling, lifting the arms up through the air. And letting them rest at the sides. I'm going to come into a little relaxation, but let's just come into it from semi-supine. So that's with the feet on the floor, good distance away from the buttocks, maybe as wide as the mat even. And just let the knees fall together and just rest your hands, let the weight of the hands fall onto the body wherever they feel most comfortable. So we just release. The back is nicely in connection with the ground. Let the hands rest on the belly or the hips or the heart, eyes, throat, head, whatever they feel they need to. And it could be anywhere. Let them rest there. Close the eyes. And really consciously breathe into these areas. It will be an area that you feel you might need an extra bit of support, bit of love, bit of healing. Breathing in Imagine the energy coming from the palms of your hands. You're connecting. It's like a loop with your breath, with your hands, with that intentionality. Maybe the hands want to move as well. Maybe they want to go somewhere else. Yeah, you know where to take them. Connecting with yourself and your body. And you can stay with that, or you can let your legs slide away and come into Shavasana. You need to cover yourself if you can. We'll just take a few minutes in relaxation. So, eyes are closed. Feel your back on the ground. You might want to stretch the legs out. You might want to get the legs up against the wall. That's okay too. Whatever feels appropriate for you. And the breath is soft and easy. It's coming in and out through the nostrils. Breath coming in and breath going out. Feel the support of the ground coming up to meet you. This fertile, rich earth beneath our bodies, nourishing and replenishing our bodies. Feeling those new seeds of life at this time of year, this in bulk. Fresh, new seeds starting to sprout. As the days get longer, the light returning. Just feeling the breath is easy and soft. There's no effort. It's just coming in and out through the nostrils. Nourishing and nurturing and replenishing your whole body, your whole being. Let go, relax. So we come to the end of our relaxation. So slowly start to revive yourself, come back to life, start moving your body, start breathing a little deeper. Maybe give yourself a full stretch, maybe hug your knees, roll onto your side. Do whatever feels good to you. Taking your time to slowly come back to seated. Maybe very slowly start opening your eyes, looking around, just taking your mind out, coming back out again. And as you do that, as you come to seated, taking in your environment, all the comforting things, noticing, looking, maybe looking with fresh eyes, and also feeling with a fresh body, this new energy, and appreciation for this body itself. And we're finished with our intention. It's a good time. Planting seeds. So we create some warmth and heat and energy between the hands, place that over the heart, close the eyes, and bring your attention to remember your intention, your sankalpa, a resolve, a resolution, whatever you want to call it, something you want to manifest in yourself, something that will lead you towards your own personal freedom and liberation. So say that phrase or sentence to yourself. Say it a few times with meaning and purpose. Give it warmth and energy. Good. Namaste. Thank you very much for being with me here tonight. Thank you for your practice. Always a pleasure.